I need to warn you before I go any further. This is going to contain huge, and I mean major spoilings for both the book, the movie. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Weeby Plays, where today I apologize if the audio is bad. I am in a bad recording place right now. I'm trying to work it around, and I'm trying to work with new things, new music. I'm really experimenting with a bunch of stuff. So today, I want to talk about something that really has caught my eye lately, and it's something called, you may have heard of it, a movie called The Giver. Now, it also had a book, which I am mainly going to be referencing, but for the sake of the channel, I'm also referring to it as a movie. Now, for those of you who don't know what this is, it is a book. It is about a community of people who have lived their entire lives under nothing but pure, how may I say this? They've lived their life in uncertainty. They've lived their life doing nothing but what people have told them to do. Now, this may seem weird. This is the world of The Giver. Now, simply what I'm saying is that they're not being told what to do like mindless zombies, no. They do have free will, but they just don't know of it. Well, in the book, it's about a young man named Jonas who's becoming 12, the magic age where whenever you become 12, you all of a sudden gain the same rights as an adult would have. Now, during this, they do something called the Ceremony of the 12, where they're all assigned what they do for the rest of their lives. They don't even get to pick their jobs. That's how messed up the society is. And well, the thing that I really wanted to make sense of was Jonas gets picked to be this really important guy. Be mindful that I am not including the other books in the series. I am simply including the movie and the book the movie is based off, not for the rest of the series, because I'm pretty sure some of these questions I'm asking has been answered, but I am going to be taking off what I know from the first book. I've never even seen the other two, the other three, so hopefully you can forgive me for this, but I'm not going to be including those for the sake of time. Jonas gets selected to be the receiver of memory. Now, in this world, no one has any memories of what the world was like before. And there was a previous world before this. It was like the place was a utopia, but after everything that happened in this world, in the future, like millions of years in the future, it's all gone away, and there are these communities, and they have become, how may I say this, abrupt. The communities were not exactly the same as they were in the movie and the book. In the book, the community was sort of built differently, and the Council of Elders was never seen to be the bad guy. But in the movie, they were seen to be the bad guy, and there were a bunch of different changes to where everything was located. But I'm not going to pay attention to that. I am paying attention to the question I'm asking today, or more likely, the question I'm answering today. Was Jonas right? Was the Giver right? Because when you stop and look at it, yeah, sure, Jonas gave him all of these weird, touchy-feely, happy memories, but he also gave them all of the memories of people that have suffered awfully. And you have to remember, these are the entire world's memories being passed through from the Giver, the old receiver of memory, and the new receiver of memory, Jonas. Now, I know that it seems odd or weird that it would be Jonas's fault for, as I would say, causing chaos and messing up this entire system and just ruining it all for everybody. Well, you gotta remember, these people really didn't see much else in their life to do. They couldn't go outside of the communities, and they feared release, which is what happens when you get put out of the community. In which, if no one knows, here's a spoiler, when they release you, they actually kill you by injecting some lethal drugs into you. Drugs. Anyway, these people, they were afraid of getting released. They had no idea that you died. And it wasn't natural either. It was murder. And so Jonas in the movie is just like he is in the book. He's turning 12, even though he looks like he's in 12th grade. He's turning 12. He has 3 friends, Asher, Fiona, and there's also him. But Asher and Fiona, they're both his friends. But every day they have to follow the same thing, and whenever Jonas gets all these memories, he's like, why doesn't everybody else know? Well, it's mainly because it causes a problem. And then all of the things that this community has been built on has just really been lies. And so Jonas decides, well, give me all the memories. Okay, gives him all the memories, and then he goes ahead and heads off down towards, or what he thinks is towards, the place, the border, the place where the memories are being locked in, the place that keeps the memories from going to everyone instead of one person. And now is the time where I will warn you once again to don't watch this if you haven't seen the movie or read the book, because this is major spoilers, people. Anyway, the thing that happens is Jonas carrying the baby Gabe, who in the book you would understand if you read the book, you know. But for those who didn't read the book, Gabe is a baby who apparently wasn't matching up with the correct birth weight or anything like that, and so he was scheduled to be released. So Jonas got him and ran from the people who were trying to kill him, and in doing that, also made his way down to the barrier where all the memories were, and he broke through the barrier, restoring color and all of the memory for the community. And once they do this, they all restore their own color again, and they start crying, and it's a heartfelt moment. And then there's a cabin, and Jonas goes up to it, and then the movie just ended. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that's one of the things that was answered in the actual other second book, or the third, or the fourth. I honestly don't know, because I've never read them. But what I do know is that's not what I'm asking today. I am asking the question, is Jonas the enemy? Well, when you think about it, these people, they didn't really have much in their lives. I mean, yes, everything was orderly, and it looked like from our side, or from Jonas's side, that it was all bad. But when you stop and take a look at it, the community of elders, they were just trying to keep everybody safe. I mean, the only reason they said they needed a receiver of memory is because they needed somebody to remember these things. They were like his actual their real life flesh and blood hard drive to store all the past memories in. And you notice the committee of elders, they wouldn't need his guidance if they had erased it from their own memory. That's the thing. The committee of elders follows the rules too. They believe in the same exact things. Therefore, everybody follows the same rules. Okay, so sure, they don't get to pick and choose itty-bitty stuff like what they eat or what they wear. But you know, when you think about it, after what everybody would have seen, all of the war and all of the racism and stuff, all the protests, all of that violent stuff, it would have been awful for anybody who have had to experience that. And when Jonas brought all of that at once, not just one at a time like the giver did to Jonas. No, he made every single person remember it once. There's your hero, fellas. Made every single person feel every single memory the world has ever had all at once. You want to know what happened whenever the giver made somebody? You want to know what happened when the giver made somebody, aka Rosemary, the person who got released after she failed to become the successor for the giver. You want to know what happened whenever the giver did that to Rosemary? She hated it. She didn't want to be the successor anymore. And you want to know what that did? It got her killed. And now, suddenly, Jonas is the hero because he brought every single one of those emotions on every single person, including the committee of elders. And once people find that out, oh, they're going to be angry. They are probably... Alright, so think about this. Think about taking a cup of water, right? And the cup of water is half full. Yeah, it's half full. I don't care if you say it was half full or if it's half empty. It's halfway something. But someone comes around and says, "Oh, you need some more water?" Sure. They take the whole pitcher and pour it on the glass. That is what Jonas did. He put way too much on those people. He knew what he was doing because in the book specifically, the giver told him that, quote, I started you off with a pleasant memory. I learned that mistake. I gained that wisdom from my previous failure. End quote. Now think about this. He was able to remember that whenever he gave Rosemary a bad memory first, she hated it. She died because of it. And look at what Jonas did. So, you mean to tell me that whenever the giver does it with one bad memory, it's awful, and someone dies because of it. And whenever one person does it, whenever Jonas does it, and all of a sudden he's the hero because he dumped every single bad memory and good memory on them at once. And just think about this. What does that mean for the committee of elders? I mean, yeah, sure, these people, they were meant to be made of the bad guy, but they're still human. They're still people. What are they going to do? They have nothing else in their life. Neither does anybody else. They only have the knowledge of the past. They don't know what the world is like from beyond now. They always said there was something more, but the thing was, they couldn't dump everything that was more onto them at once. It's like taking a newborn baby horse, and he hasn't even learned to walk yet, and throwing him in a swimming pool. Think about that. He would drown. He would die. And so would all the other people. They probably wouldn't be able to handle it. We only saw in the movie that at the end, they all just started crying. No words were spoken. They just started crying and then looked at the person next to them. That was it. And then the movie ended. It went back to Jonas's perspective and then ended. And when you really look at it, it was Jonas's fault. It was Jonas. He was the one who would have brought all of this chaos onto everybody else. It is his fault. Everything that happens in the downfall, his fault. Everything that happens after the downfall, his fault. All the people who are going to go out of jobs because what they think is unfair, his fault. There are going to be millions of people who are unemployed because of everything that happens. Not to mention, people are going to be struggling and trying to find their birth parents. Now, I don't know about you, but a mother figuring out she has 3 kids and they're not good? Well, I only got one question. Where's Bill Murray? Because you're going to need to find out who the father is. And now, here we are at the end, where I am trying to convince you all that Jonas is evil, to not trust him. But you know what? He did a solemn duty. Yeah. He took every single bad memory and good memory, every single memory, with no consent at all, just dumped it all on them at once. Wow. Drowned the giraffe. That's sad. It really is. But you know what? I'm just surprised that it didn't come to this conclusion sooner and no one else pointed it out. Anyway, guys, I have a couple of information things that I want to tell you that what's going to be going on. So the channel's still going to be called Weeby Plays, right? But as you notice, I do a lot of theories. It's because I love theories in there. I am a conspiracy theorist. I love sharing my ideas with people, and so for the next few years, or however long this channel keeps going, or however long YouTube goes, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start making Weeby Plays the name brand. But under that, there are going to be little, I guess you could say, spin-off things. Like, I guess we could do, I don't know. You guys can come up with the stuff in the comments below. But I've come up with a couple of things myself. So right now, the series that I'm doing would be Weeby Theories. How does that sound? That sounds nice, right? Anyway, that will be Weeby Theories. And so for the new outro, I'm going to be saying this. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, then like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Well, if YouTube hasn't undisabled comments. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Anyway, this has been Weeby Theories. Keep theorizing. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and good night.